Hi guys, I'm Rudy Marchand, the creator of the Sierra Chest, and your host today. Welcome to the Sierra Chest 10th anniversary show. Now, first I wanted to just do an AMA, Ask Me Anything. Yeah, so people could ask me all sorts of things about the site and I would just answer to it. But then I figured it would be a little boring if I would be talking for an hour or for 2 hours. So why don't I invite some people from Sierra itself? So people from Sierra, people from Dynamix, and some fans, and they can talk about it also in between, in clips in between. Now I did that, and we do have guests on the show today. So it turned out to be the whole show is just guests. So I figured out I might as well just skip the AMA altogether. If you want to find out more about the Sierra Chest, that's www.sierrachest.com, about the site itself. You can just go there. There's over 700 games titles, there's over 25,000 screenshots, there's over 2,000 videos, there's thousands of songs, there's manuals, there's magazines, there's everything on Sierra you can find there. So just go there, and we'll just go and skip ahead to the good part of this video. Meet the guests. Enjoy.
Freddy, I think you should leave.
Why, Sadie? Just because I'm using you for cheap, tawdry pleasure when my heart belongs to Penelope Prim, the gorgeous, young, obviously more virtuous, new town schoolmarm?
What? Who?
Oh, nothing. Never mind. What were you saying?
Hi, my name is Josh Mandel. I'm a former Sierra online game designer and all-around adventure game player and kibitzer. And I just wanted to congratulate Rudy on 10 years of the Sierra Chest, which has really grown to monumental proportions. I mean, it spans the entire history of Sierra Online, as you know if you've been there. You know, walkthroughs, history, trivia, credits, anything you might imagine wanting to know about the old Sierra games, it is all there for you. And in fact, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I still get emails asking me for hints or puzzle solutions, things like that, and the truth is, I have no idea. It has been too long. It's been almost 30 years. I do not remember the solutions to all of these puzzles. I get them on Freddy Pharkas and King's Quest particularly. But anyway, what I do when I get one of these emails is I go to Sierra Chest and I look at the walkthrough. And then I go back to the email and I say, well, my memory may be a little bit fuzzy on this, but as I recall, you're supposed to blah, blah, blah. And it makes it seem like I have an ironclad memory when in fact I have something more resembling a colander. So I want to thank Rudy and the Sierra Chest. It's a remarkable achievement. And by the way, if you want to know what I've been doing lately, I just spent the last 2 years working with Corey and Laurie Cole on their wonderful new game, Hero U Rogue to Redemption. It's available on Steam, it's available on GOG, and it took a little while to get out, but I have been contributing for a couple of years, adding mostly incidental text, and there is a lot of it. If you know me, you know I like a lot of little details if you click on any little pixel on the screen. So that's what I've been doing. If you haven't already played Hero U Rogue to Redemption, go to Steam, go to GOG, pick it up. It'll give you that same warm fuzzy that you got from the Quest for Glory games. I think Corey and Laurie really hit it out of the park. So anyway, congratulations again to Rudy. Congratulations to the Sierra Chest. My hat is off to you, sir.
Cedric the owl looks lost and out of place in the hot desert sun. If you listen close, you can almost hear him say, "Freddy, If you're going to go in there, I'm going to wait out here. He always has some flimsy excuse. Gee willikers, you can't quite reach that owl from here. Too bad. You'd like to wring his neck.
Hey, you!
You can almost hear Cedric squawk.
I'm waiting here. It's too dangerous out there.
Apparently some adventurer is out in the desert and the owl's waiting to annoy him when he gets back. Poor Cedric the owl. He'll never delay another scene change. As much as you want to join in, leave Cedric's carcass for the buzzards.
My name is Peter Ector. I was a moderator for the Sierra Online communities for around 5 years, along with Rudy Merchant and a bunch of other people. I do fondly remember the old WebEx forums, as blocky as they were. I myself was a member of the Homeworld community that was picked up by Sierra from Relic, roughly around the turn of the millennium, slightly before. I moderated there for 5 years with a bunch of other people, some of whose names escape me, but fond memories. There were a few other co-communities within the Homeworld community itself, Relic News, etc. Just like with that, there were a lot of other co-communities for the various titles and games series that Sierra had published and maintained, long after they would have expired from shelf life, but we kept it going as long as we could. And we were usually supported in that as well, which I certainly can't complain about. Even after the major Activision sale and shake-up around 2008, many of the older titles were still recognized and maintained for a while. So, roughly around 2008, when a number of us stepped away from moderating, we just carried on enjoying being part of the communities we were in. Rudy mentioned something about wanting to honor Sierra's legacy, and shortly after he founded the Sierra Chest. I didn't think much of it at the time, just it would be another fan site. But as time passed, it grew. Rudy put in more effort, and 10 years on, here we are. It's quite the legacy he's honored. There's a lot of people that love what you've done with the site, what you've done with its legacy, and although Sierra disappeared for a time and came back, I suspect you may have had a hand in keeping that spirit alive.
Hey, I wanted to give a shout out to Sierra Chest and say congratulations on 10 years. That's very cool. If any of you are watching this and you don't know what Sierra Chest is, well, it's kind of odd, but you should definitely go check it out. A lot of really great stuff out there from the Sierra days. My name is Shawn Sharp. I was one of the art directors at Dynamix. I was there for 10 years. And it's just a real blast. After that, I went on to become a producer, oddly enough, and working on a bunch of other fun titles for various companies. Some of my favorites would be Guild Wars and Minecraft, most recently. But I'm occasionally asked, like, well, what were some of your favorite titles to have shipped? And I think back to the time that I was at Dynamix and just had so much fun working on the adventure games, Space Quest V and Willy Beamish, and then Star Siege Tribes, and just a whole bunch of titles. And really great group to work with, and it was a lot of fun. I have a lot of great memories of my time there. And so once again, congratulations, and it'll be cool to see what you do in the next 10 years.
Cole.
And I'm Lori Cole.
We're the creators of the Quest for Glory series, Castle Dr. Brain and Mixed Up Fairy Tales at Sierra Online in the 90s.
We'd like to thank Sierra Chest for all its services to fans and keeping the spirit of adventure games alive through the years.
Rudy Marchand asked us to talk a little bit about our time at Sierra, and we're just going to be brief about that. But we're a little unusual in that we spent 10 years at Sierra Online, the adventure game company, making non-adventure games.
We really wanted to bring the role-playing into the adventure game. Role-playing is all about excitement and immersion into the game as though it's real.
And Ken Williams asked us to make a game similar to Ultima, and I looked at the Sierra tools and said, well, what you really want to do is leverage off the tools you have. Let's make a game that has story, because we love story and think that's an important part of role-playing, but also has combat and skills and so on that are traditional in role-playing games.
We felt that role-playing adds a little more extra special excitement to the game.
And so that became Quest for Glory, and hundreds of thousands of players got to basically sit at our living room table, and as we ran some adventure games, some role-playing games for them, that community is still around today, and we're very grateful for all the support we've gotten from you and from people like Rudy and the Sierra Chest for keeping everything alive.
So thank you all for your support and for your encouragement, and that's why we're still making games today.
Yeah, our latest thing is Hero U, Road to Redemption, and hopefully that'll be the start of an entirely new series of role-playing adventure games set at the Hero University. Check us out at www.hero-u.com to learn more about it. The game is available, first game is available right now on Steam and GOG.com.
So thanks to you, all of you fans, and thanks to Sierra Chest for keeping games alive and well.
And keep on adventuring.
Hi, I'm Thomas. I run LarryLaffer.net. A long time ago, when Sierra decided to close down their forums, Rudy, Collector, myself, and several others decided to band together and create these websites that would keep the Sierra spirit going. Sierra, to me, means a lot more than I could express. I have a long history with Sierra in a roundabout way. My friend Shawn Sharp and his father introduced me to King's Quest 1. It was a 4-color version, booted from the floppy disk, which was a 5 1/4. And I was immediately enthralled with this game. I'd played other computer games, but they were pretty much stagnant images. So when I played King's Quest 1, I was amazed. And then his father one day called me and was like, hey, you might want to come over. We have this game from the same company called Leisure Suit Larry. So I came over, and I was immediately obsessed with the humor found in Leisure Suit Larry. It was right up my alley. I was a young, adolescent, teenage boy, and everything that was in Larry was amazing to me. I was looking at pixelated nudity, and it was amazing. And so I really attached myself to Larry Laffer, and I became a very, very big Sierra addict. There was a time that Shawn and I thought in our youthful minds that we could design a game for Sierra. We'd come up with this great idea of this. We tried to think of something that Sierra hadn't done yet, and they hadn't done anything with prehistoric stuff. And Sierra was kind enough to reply to us and let us know they don't take submissions like that and stuff like that, and that they had made a game called BC Quest based on a newspaper strip. Had we done a little more research, we would have found that out. Sierra did something different that a lot of gaming companies did not do. They also produced a magazine. The original magazine, I cannot remember the name of it, but it was eventually called Interaction Magazine. I used to write to this magazine all the time. I'm talking 3-4 times a month. Whether it was short stories, little pieces of art that I would draw and send in. And through that, I got to know, for lack of a better word, Bridget McKenna. She used to write me back all the time. And she was super enthusiastic. She kept me going, and it was like, keep going. But somehow most of my cartoons never made it in, despite all the great things she was saying. But then there came a day where I thought, you know what? I'm gonna take a silly little picture in front of my Tandy 1000 SX, dressed up in not a leisure suit, but as close as I could with a leisure suit. Part my hair super deep on the right and try to basically mimic how Larry looks in Leisure Suit Larry 1 on the cover. So I took this picture, sent it in, and it was within a week I got a reply in snail mail. And they were like, I love this picture and we want to use it for a contest. So I immediately sent a letter back and was like, yes, please. So they ended up using that picture for a contest, and it appeared in Interaction Magazine. And this is the result, the before and the after. Pretty silly, right? So through the Sierra forums that eventually came to be when the internet was born and no one was using BBSs anymore, I went on the forum and got to know a bunch of people. One of the people I got to know there was Jules. When I launched my own forum, I invited a bunch of people from various forums all to come on there, and Jules was one of them. And she and I got to talking a lot. And so when I wanted to go out to New Orleans, because I wanted to see stuff about Gabriel Knight, I discovered that she lived close to New Orleans at the time. So I thought, let's meet up. So we went out there and we actually met up and had a really good time. Got to hang out with her. We did a lot of drinking and we just had a lot of fun. Another cool thing that happened with me and Sierra was Sierra had launched a online service. Back then, originally it was called the Sierra Network. I got in early on it, was part of the beta testing, all that fun stuff. It eventually becomes something called Imagination, or IN. And one of my friends who was on Imagination was like, hey, I'm talking to this girl from California, which is where I'd grown up most of my life. And he was like, you should talk to her, she's super cool. So I talked to her and we started talking, and she and her friend had come out and visit once, and they were out for like a week and a half, and then they left. And then she came back, kind of hung out and said, hey, I just need to get away from some stuff that's happening in California. And I was like, that's fine. Hang out as long as you want, whatever, take the bed, I got the couch. She didn't leave. And so what ended up happening is we ended up developing a relationship. And eventually, while we were together, I proposed to her, and she's now my wife. And it's one of those cool stories because just last year we celebrated 20 years of being married. So this is just a fraction of the stuff that Sierra's done for me. It has given me creativity, it's given me community, it's given me friends, it's given me a wife, it's given me friends all across the world. Rudy I've never met in person, but now I've talked to him off and on for the last 10 years. Andrew lives somewhere in the States. I co-admin his site at Sierra Help. It's amazing what Sierra's done for me in terms of helping me grow. With that, with this brief summary of everything that Sierra means to me, I just want to say, ladies and gentlemen, save early, save often.
Okay, baby, this is it. Oh, yeah. Oh. Annette? What?
Larry, what are you doing?
I thought you were...
Safely asleep next door? Yes.
Hi, everyone. My name's Jan Rabson, and I'm the voice of Larry, Larry Laffer, otherwise known as Leisure Suit Larry. For almost 40 years, I've appeared in or voiced thousands of TV shows and movies, games and commercials, everything from the Flintstones and all the Pixar Toy Stories to performing in Johnny Carson's Tonight Show skits for many years. But the thing that people, mostly men, react to the most, I mean, it's Leisure Suit Larry. I used to play that when I was a kid, or even better is, my dad used to play that when he was a kid. I worked with Al Lowe, and the scripts are juvenile and silly and risque, but Al allowed me to ad-lib, and boy, did I. Larry's a fun character to do, and if I made Al laugh, I knew we were in good shape. So, happy anniversary, Sierra. I'm quasi-retired now. I live in the rural Pacific Northwest and travel to work in some city or another now and again, whether I need to or not. But I like to say I make my living pretending to be other people, animals, and inanimate objects. I do miss Larry. He had a certain je ne sais quoi. But I'm looking forward to the Leisure Suit Larry conventions and, of course, the Leisure Suit Larry cosplayers. Now, that would be something. Enjoy. See you soon.
Hey, I recognize you. Have we met? Yeah, you're that guy from the bar in Larry 1. Am not. Yeah, you were that psycho barber on the airplane in Larry 2. Was not. And you were Chief Kenny Wawa on Nuntonite Island in Larry 3. Was not. And you hit all the floppy disks from Larry 4. Did not. Yeah, and in Larry 5, you were that geek on the boardwalk. Was not. Yeah, and in Larry 6, you were in the pool floating on that inflatable pussy. How was that? No, not me. How about another balloon animal?
Hi, this is Mark Seibert, composer, music director, and producer from Sierra Online. Sierra Chest, congratulations on your 10-year anniversary. And Rudy, thank you so much for keeping the memories of the old games alive. And fans, thank you so much for contacting me over the years. It's always nice to hear from people who have enjoyed the old games and particularly enjoyed some of the songs and the music that I've written. So thank you for that. Rudy, you asked me to tell people what I've been doing since Sierra. Well, after Sierra, I moved, my family and I moved to the Baltimore area where I worked for a third-party developer. We did some simulations for the International Space Station. And then I worked for another third-party developer called Breakaway Games, and we did products for EA like Command & Conquer and Battle for Middle-earth. Then after 20 years of game development, I retired and I went back to school and I got my teaching degree. And that's what I've been doing for the last 10 years. I teach at a small private school here in the Baltimore area. I teach math, computer science, and music. And another little project that I've had on the side is I have this little studio here, and we have a little independent record company. I've had a few artists that have put together projects, and we've shipped 3 albums in the last 3 years. So if you're interested in that, that's called Pure Cat Music, and you can look us up on the internet. Those are kind of fun. And then last thing is, for the last couple of years, my wife and I have been leading worship and music at our church here in the Perry Hall area. So if you are out in this area, I'd love to have you stop by and say hello. That's Perry Hall Baptist Church in Perry Hall. And come out and say hi to us. We'd love to see you there on a Sunday morning. So Rudy, thanks again for keeping the memories alive. Awesome 10-year anniversary, and I hope you have 10 more.
Save enough powder for a trip to Escarpa.
I promise. I'll see you soon, Lena. Somehow.
Goodbye, Torin. And goodbye, Boogle.
Hi, I'm artist, animator, and author Al Eufrasio. I got my start at Sierra years ago, and I worked at both the California and Washington studios. I'm still amazed at you Sierra fans and all the love and support you continue to give us. It's been very much appreciated over the years and boosted our morale, and so big sincere thank you for that. Also, a huge congratulations to Sierra Chest on its 10th anniversary. I can't help but notice you guys lasted longer than Sierra did after the hostile takeover and the Ascendant debacle. Let's hope a timeshare company doesn't buy you guys out so we can celebrate again in another 10 years.
Who are we? Who in the Tenebris are you?
Yeah, who are you? I'm Torin. Torin Farman.
Farmhand? Yeah, you look like a farmhand.
Farmhand. Good one, Slim.
Thanks, Slime. High five!
All right!
What are you doing?
Well, I'm starting my new book.
So what? Did you go buy the drain cleaner like I asked you to?
What? Drain cleaner?
Don't be coy with me. I asked you several times to go buy me drain cleaner. Now, did you do it?
Well, I know you said the sink was clogged in your darkroom, but you never asked me to go get you any drain cleaner. I would have remembered something like that.
You know, this is just like you. I bust my ass for you all the time. And you don't do anything but sit on your butt like you're doing right now.
What? What is wrong with you? I don't understand.
Fine. The next time you want something, don't come crawling to me.
Fine. I'll go to the store and get your goddamn drain cleaner.
Hello, Rudy, and the rest of the world, and mostly Roberta and Ken. Thank you so much for giving me the best opportunity in my life. Congratulations, and I wish you all the best forever.
I'm really hungry, honey. Let's order some pizza. A little extra sauce, huh?
Hi, I'm Kevin Ryan. I own Dynamix before Sierra bought us. Done a whole bunch of games like The Incredible Machines and other ones, and I just wanted to wish Sierra Chest congratulations on their 10-year anniversary. It's a great place to visit and see the background on a whole bunch of games that Sierra did. Congratulations again.
Turning on a light in Contraption Maker is actually a pretty simple task. You start with a bowling ball and roll it down a ramp. Have it hit a hamster motor to move a soccer ball, so it shoots an 8-ball into some scissors that drop a wrecking ball onto a flashlight that lights a candle and heats up a teapot. The teapot starts steaming, which turns a pinwheel that's attached to a generator powering a vacuum that unblocks a laser. The laser powers a fan that blows a bowling ball into a lighter that fires a cannonball through a series of tubes and hits a remote that detonates a bomb. The bomb blasts a hole that frees an army of miniature handymen. These guys fall into a bucket, which lifts another bucket, turning on a matter creation machine, and attracts a mouse into an anti-gravity pad, which makes a caddy of a balloon, turns on a motor, and fires a laser that blows at a house, turns on a rock, hitting a seesaw, pulls a crab, and frees a woman that punches a bowling ball off of a crocodile, through some more tube, hitting a timer that breaks a fishbowl, and makes a cat ball onto a trampoline, so he hits a switch that turns on a toaster that pops toast into another hamster motor that turns a jack in the box, and pops a tennis ball through the air, hitting some dominoes that fall onto a switch and turn on the light. And you do this all in a basement, or in outer space, or underwater. Introducing Contraption Maker. From the guys who made that game you used to play in computer lab comes the ultimate physics building block set. Push, pull, and cap your way through over 100 different puzzles filled with parts ranging from hamster motors to tiny toolmen. Or head over to the Maker Lab, where you can create your own ridiculous puzzles and contraptions either alone or cooperatively with your friends. Then, upload your creation to the Steam Workshop to share it with the worldwide maker community. Contraption Maker.
Hi guys, I'm Brandon Blume. I recorded music for the Space Quest 2 remake by Infamous Adventures and also the King's Quest 3 Redux remake by AGD Interactive. I'm also the lead composer on Himalaya Studios' next adventure game, Mage's Initiation Reign of the Elements. We're just finishing it up, tying some loose ends with the recent dialogue recording sessions we did, and I can't wait for you guys to play it and especially listen to it, and I hope you like it. I wanted to thank Rudy for asking me to I'm incredibly honored that he asked me to record a video for the anniversary of the Sierra Chest. And it's truly an amazing milestone. It's hard to believe communities like this can last so long, but the Sierra community is one of the most longest running and loyal and strongest communities I've ever seen. It's got a very loyal fan base. And I owe a lot to it, actually. If it wasn't for Sierra, and listening to the music by Ken Allen, Mark Seibert, Chris Brayman, all those guys, and playing their games, and the people in the community who kept their music alive, like Tom Lewandowski and Alistair Gillette, and so many people. It was a huge inspiration for me to get into recording music myself, and it was a huge part of my life. And I want to thank Rudy for being one of those pillars of the community, for keeping this genre, not even just the developers, but this genre of games alive. Some of the things that I'm up to lately is you can check out my website at brandonblume.com, where I post all my new projects and offer my services freelance. And I also back at the beginning of the year, around February or so, Troels Pleimert and I came into possession of the spacequest.net domain and the website, and we've been maintaining it. So, and there's a new redesign in the works that'll be all responsive and work on your tablet or your phone, and it'll look all totally Web 3.0. We're going to finish up the design that the original webmaster Franz designed, and we're going to finish it up, and that's still coming. So there's still lots of things to look forward to in the Sierra community. As I said, you can look forward to Mage's Initiation by Himalaya Studios, which is coming out in the near future. And so congratulations again. I hope that Sierra Chest will be around for another 10 years, and I hope that other websites like SpaceQuest.net and game developers that continue on inspired by Sierra Online, like Himalaya Studios and Infamous Quests and Wadjet Eye and all the others, they're around for a lot longer as well, and we keep this genre alive. See you guys.
Hi, I'm Lowe. I am here to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Sierra Chest. As you probably know, I love big chests, and the Sierra Chest is one of the biggest. Anyway, I was just out here working in the garden and thought it would be great to wish Rudy a happy 10th anniversary, and also to say thank you for all the Sierra fans over the years. You know, Sierra in the 1980s was a special place, and by doing something that we really loved, we got to make millions of people happy. And how many chances do you get to do that in life? What a great place, what a great time. Happy anniversary.
Hi, this is Karin Nestor. I was an animator at Sierra Online from 1991 until 1999 when Oakhurst closed its doors. I had a fantastic time working there. It was like my first big job out in the middle of nowhere, coming from the East Coast, being a Jersey girl. It was in the sticks. Really nice in Yosemite, but boy, it took a little while to get used to, but I really grew to love it, and I grew to love the people there. They really made it a great place to work, and I miss all of them. And yeah, so, you know, all the games I worked on, all the overtime, and all those good things burned in my memory forever. But anyway, so I just wanted to say happy anniversary to Sierra Chest, happy 10th anniversary, and Rudy, yeah, I just wanted to present you with a little gift. Look, it's a Sierra 10th anniversary t-shirt. Yeah, see, you get it? It says it right there, 10th, and you know, you can wear it on your chest. So, Sierra chest, get it? I know, I'm so hilarious. Anyway, no, you can't have it, it's mine. But what I will do is light a candle in your honor to celebrate the chest. So, happy 10th, Sierra Chest. I hope you're going another 10 years, and yeah, let's see if you got it in you, Rudy, because yeah, there's a lot of people that still like it and still like, you know, playing those games, and yeah, I think that's really cool. So thanks for all your hard work, and happy 10th. Bye.
And but Ken called me a year or so later and said, "Hey, we want to make a graphics version of Softporn." I can't remember how Al ended up being selected to do it. And then Ken offered me a 1% royalty, forevermore, or I think it was a one-time payment of $5,000. And I'd had a struggling year, and I had a tax bill due, so I took the one-time payment, and I'd be sailing in the Caribbean if I hadn't taken the 1%. So. Hey, this is Chuck Benton, the author of Softporn Adventure, and did a bunch of copies of Frogger and Crossfire and Wizard of Wid and etc. Anyways, happy anniversary to Sierra Chest, and great work, Rudy. Keep it up. Thanks. Bye.
Hi Rudy, Sierra Chest visitors and Sierra Online enthusiasts, how you doing? My name is Neil Matz. I worked at Sierra from 1990 to 1994. I worked there as a playtester and as an application programmer. So just keep in mind these were the formative times of my life as an impressionable young 20-something, and I was so happy to be part of it. I remember, my dad, he used to barge into my room when I was playing on my Commodore and occasionally say, "What are you going to do with your life? You can't play games every day." Well, it was ironic that he actually ended up helping me get a job as a playtester at Sierra Online, so I'm very thankful to him for that. As you can imagine, thinking about Sierra is very nostalgic for me. I QA'd a lot of different titles early on. I think I counted 16 in total. A few Space Quests and King Quests and Heroes Quests and Quest for Glory. Sorry. My favorites to play were Colonel's Bequest and Rise of the Dragon at that time. I liked some of the darker stuff. And it was hard work though. I mean, we spent a lot of time QAing stuff, and there were several nights where we would pull all-nighters. I worked 24 hours quite a few times just trying to ship a game and get it out the door. And so that was great. My playtesting experience was good. I did that for a couple years, and then I moved into the new Sierra building, which is the Sierra telephone building now. And there were so many creative people there. Lots of artists and programmers, many of whom I remain friends with to this day. And it's just a motley cast of characters. I mean, it was truly the Wild West. So we had a lot of, we had guys there who were on LSD or some kind of drug, just like staring at their monitors all day. We had guys who were dressed in camouflage, went around talking about guns. We had, there was guys there that got into fist fights. Remember a guy punched a hole in the wall one time. When I say the Wild West, I mean it really was the Wild West. You couldn't get away with this stuff nowadays. So but all that said, it sounds like, well, maybe horrific. I don't know. I actually had a really good time there, and it fit my style very well. I got along with everybody, and so there was lots of laughing as well, lots of practical jokes, and I'm sure we violated lots of labor laws. But there was, beyond that sense of mayhem, there was a sense of community as well. And just a devotion to our individual crafts, whether we were artists or programmers or sound mixers, what have you. We were learning new stuff every day, and that was a lot of fun. When I became a programmer, I worked on EcoQuest, Quest for Glory 4, where I was not responsible for any of the interpreter bugs, by the way. Space Quest 4, Lorabo 2, Phantasmagoria, worked long nights I remember working on EcoQuest, for instance, for 2 months straight without a day off. And, you know, in doing so, your mind kind of goes a little crazy. And I actually created an alternative version of EcoQuest where the goal of the game was to torture the dolphin. Unfortunately, I don't think I saved that build, but I might be interested in going back and checking that out someday if I could ever get access to it again. But anyway, all that said, you know, overall the energy there was really amazing. Met a lot of people, like I said, during that time, and one of the most, you know, one of the coolest things and things I got a lot of gratification out of was getting and reading letters from the Sierra fans. I remember when we were doing Quest for Glory 4, we actually did read a few of the fan letters, and that was just really cool. You know, getting feedback. Nothing beats it, even to this day. You know, I work in the network security industry nowadays, but you know, just getting that feedback from the fan base is something that you know, is difficult to describe. So for that, I'm very thankful to all of you, and thanks to Rudy for maintaining the Sierra Chest site, and all the fans of Sierra who continue to make me smile today, whether it be on Sierra Chest or Facebook or what have you. Really appreciate that, and it was just a neat time, and really love the fact that, you know, people are talking about it and still contributing to it today. So anyway, I bid you all adieu, and I hope to talk to you all soon. Cheers.
Hey Rudy, it's Robert Holmes. Just popping in to congratulate you on 10 years with Sierra Chest, and thank you for everything that you do to keep the games and the music alive. We all really appreciate that. I've been pretty busy lately. Got a new album coming out, A Simple Refrain. Go to asimple-refrain.com, and it's a collection of a lot of the old game scores done as piano versions, and really excited about that. Also a new album that I just finished producing with legendary folk act The Brothers Four, which features their version of David's theme from Grey Matter, and I'm really excited about that. These guys are just legends, and it's such a great album. Anyway, thanks again for everything you do, and hello to everybody out there who keeps listening. Really means a lot that the music's appreciated and that folks are still enjoying the games. All right, man, take care, and here's to many more. Bye-bye.
Hey, Bob. Listen, if you're done with the Venom files, you mind if I borrow them for an hour or so?
Forget it, rat boy. They wouldn't help you anyway. We both know that I'm the one that's gonna get that big promotion, so, piss off.
Thanks, Bob. As always, it's been a pleasure.
Hello, my name is Don Berg, or as many of you may know me if you are a fan of the game Phantasmagoria 2, A Puzzle of Flesh, Bob Arnold, or as we referred to Bob during the shooting of the game, Bob the Asshole. I want to congratulate Rudy and the Sierra Chest on its 10th anniversary and say, piss off, rat boy. Get away from me!
Come a little closer, rat boy. You've got something in your eye.
Happy 10th anniversary, Sierra Chest. Hi, I'm Doug Sarah. I was an art lead, an animation lead, and a director at Sierra Online from 1988 to 1991. I was originally hired to work on the Colonel's Request with Roberta. I got my chops learning SCI tools on Leadership Larry 2, then did the Colonel's Request, worked with Peter and Christie on Conquest of Camelot, then with Crowe and Lowe briefly on Quest for Glory 2, and then back with Roberta and Chris Iden and the gang working on Game Sparks 5. After that, I was the director on Space Quest 1 VGA, and after that, I finished up a couple games for Crowe and Lowe, Mixed Up Fairy Tales, and the original Castle of Dr. Brain. It's been a long, long time. I started in June of 1988, and so I'm celebrating my 30th anniversary just as Sierra Chest is celebrating its 10th. I think that's amazing in itself. I love the fact that there's a whole new generation of people that are coming to love and enjoy the old adventure games that we worked on 30 odd years ago. Sierra Chest is a great avenue for people to learn more about what happened, how they were made, all the crazy people that worked on these games, and there were a lot of crazy people. We had a lot of fun though. It was a great time. And I'm just really grateful that after all this time, there's still people new people, not just the old fans, but new folks that come along and play our old games and enjoy them and give us really positive feedback. It makes you feel good. It's really great. So here's to a happy 10th anniversary to Sierra Chest. Here's to another 10 years at least, more. All right, all hail Sierra Online.
Hello, and hope you're having a good 10th anniversary. Let's see, so I'm at Otter Games now, but as you probably know, I was one of the founders of Dynamix back a long time ago. So some people ask about where the name Dynamix came from. Really, there was no specific inspiration other than we thought it sounded really cool and kind of techy. And unfortunately, some people would pronounce it Dynamix, which was the opposite of what we were going for, since we wanted techy and cool, not like something you might see on an infomercial. But anyway, it's Dynamix. And he also asked if I could talk a little bit about Red Baron, how we ended up with the rights to it. It was really just a random coincidence. We were I'd given up on the idea of getting the rights back because it was owned by Activision, and I assumed they wanted a lot of money for it. But we were working with a company called Garage Games, and Garage Games was actually a break-off from Dynamix, and they had acquired the rights to Red Baron just through a random deal that they made with Activision. And so, because I was working with Garage Games, they said, "Do you want the rights to Red Baron?" I said, "Sure." And we were going to do a reboot of it. It didn't work out, but we're still interested in doing that at some point. Maybe the Red Baron will fly again. But hope you're all doing well. We're having a great time here at Otter Games, doing the game thing. I love it. And take care and have a great 10th anniversary. Thanks. Goodbye.
Hey everyone, Ken Allen here, Sierra composer for some of your favorite adventure games, including Space Quest, my favorite, Castle of Dr. Brain, Oilswell, and the king of all quests, King's Quest. I want to wish Rudy Merchant a happy anniversary for running Sierra Chest. It's been a great site to visit. It's a 10-year anniversary, and I have to express my gratitude to Rudy and people partnering with him on the Sierra Chest. It's great to see that our games have been curated and have been preserved for future adventure game lovers everywhere. So I want to thank you to Rudy and to everyone else who's contributed to the Sierra Chest website. And in case you're wondering what I'm working on, well, over here on this screen, I've got a scene from SpaceVenture, which is being created by the people who invented Space Quest. And I've got some audio stuff going on back behind me. But we are well underway, and I'm very happy to be working with Scott and Mark and the whole Geisman drama team. And I expect we'll be wrapping this up fairly shortly. But in the meantime, go back to Sierra Chest and enjoy a lot of the music and a lot of the artwork and stories and everything else that's been curated on the site. I think you'll love it if you haven't been there lately. So congratulations once again to Rudy Merchant, and we'll see you in the Chronosphere.
Hey everybody, this is Chris Pope, also lovingly dubbed the Space Pope. You guys may know I work with Mark Crowe and Scott Murphy on SpaceVenture. You know, the game we've been grinding on all these years. We are getting close though. We actually did finish up the VO, the voiceover for it. We just got back from California just a few weeks back, and you know, we're getting all that added to the game. Really exciting stuff. We'll actually have a Kickstarter update here for you guys pretty soon, but I'm really here to talk to you guys about the Sierra Chest. First off, Rudy, congratulations, man. 10 years. 10 years of Sierra Chest. And man, I think everybody out there agree what a value to the Sierra community the Sierra Chest has been. There's so much information in there. And thank you guys out there that have actually contributed to the website and making it what it is, because it really is. There's just so much information. It's such a wonderful resource for Sierra fans out there. So anyway, congratulations, Rudy. 10 years. That's absolutely fantastic.
Hey Sierra Chest, Mark Crowe here, guy from Andromeda. Just taking a little break here from working on our latest adventure game, SpaceVenture. Wanted to wish you a happy 10th anniversary. Congratulations. Currently putting some narrative voiceover into the game here, and why don't you give us a little listen? Tell us what you think.
Ruder's optical sensors can barely take in the visual splendor that is Andromacon.
Sound familiar? Okay, well, good to see you. Glad you dropped by, and we'll get out of here now so I can get back to work.
Hi, I'm the Space Quest Historian, and I'm a YouTuber, Twitch streamer of adventure games. I have a podcast about adventure games, actually have two, and I am currently writing the music for an upcoming adventure game called Absolute Zero, and I'm working on my own adventure game, my first commercial game, called There Is No One to Replace. And basically I'm just, living and breathing adventure games a lot. It's my favorite genre of games, and practically the only type of games that I play, and it's what I do, really. So the moniker Space Quest Historian, as you might have guessed, comes from the fact that my favorite game or series really is the Space Quest series by Sierra, obviously, and I got the nickname, or should I say gave myself the nickname, back in the mid-90s when I wrote a very comprehensive tome of knowledge, a text file really, called the Space Quest FAQ, and put it up on Jess Morissette's Roger Wilco's virtual broom closet site, which he will tell you, and he's probably correct in telling you, was the first ever fan site devoted to a computer game. Or at the very least, the first fan site devoted to an adventure game. And that thing grew very monstrously in size. It had everything from game synopses to Easter eggs to references to, by the end of it, it had interviews with the developers, and it had an official stamp on it by Craig Alexander, who was one of the managers at Sierra. It had input from Scott Murphy and Mark Crowe and Josh Mandel and other people like Michael Hutchins and William Shockley and, a bunch of cool people who all worked at Sierra. And I was very fortunate as a 15 or 16-year-old kid to get to actually, talk to my heroes. This was the burgeoning age of the internet, so it was really sort of a magical time to be able to just shoot off an email and actually get a response back from Scott Murphy himself or any of the other fancy people who worked at this magical dream factory that we now know as Sierra Online, and also knew of back then. But then, the Space Quest community grew and grew, and then it slowly imploded in on itself after Space Quest 7 was cancelled, and for a long time there was like a 10-year period or so where I didn't think that any games were being released that I wanted to play, because I'm terrible at anything that's not an adventure game. Sometimes I'm even very terrible at adventure games, which my YouTube channel will attest to. But by, you know, the late 90s and early 2000s, I didn't really think, you know, computer games had anything for me anymore. So I went off and, you know, went to university, got a degree, thought I'd be doing, you know, communications and social media and all that junk, which was a new burgeoning thing by the time I graduated. I thought I was going to be doing that for the rest of my life, and every once in a while, you know, boot up one of the old adventure games and see how, you know, if I could save the world in a day. You know, beating Space Quest 1 doesn't take so long after you've played it a million times. But lo and behold, the adventure game genre wasn't really dead, and in fact never was. It just moved from being what we might erroneously call a AAA genre. Not that it was a AAA genre back in the 90s, but it certainly was like the top tier genre of games back in the 90s. It had sort of transformed into a niche genre. As Ron Gilbert famously said, adventure games didn't die, they just went on holiday in Germany. And by 2006, you know, Wadget Eye found it and started putting out really high quality adventure games. The adventure game studio community was healthy and thriving. There's even still an interactive fiction community pissing around with text adventures and stuff. So adventure games never really went anywhere. And then, of course, the big Kickstarter bubble hit around 2011, 2012. At the end of 2011, I was actually contacted by the two guys from Andromeda, sort of out of the blue, really, and they said that they had patched up their differences and were going to make another game, a spiritual successor to Space Quest, and they wanted me to be sort of the head cheerleader for that, and they were going to start a Kickstarter campaign and wanted me to sort of be a community manager for that thing, get the old band together, and you know, all of the, you know, old heads that had been around in the burgeoning Space Quest community back in the mid-90s, and you know, we were kind of, I don't want to pat ourselves on the back, but you know, the whole thing about message boards and IRC channels, the stuff we had as social media back in the 90s, Space Quest fans fully embraced that whole thing. So there was a really big community of Space Quest fans back then that sort of fizzled out at the tail end of the 90s, early 2000s. Again, cancellation of Space Quest 7. Thank you so much for that one. Sort of get the band back together again, and we, you know, I contacted old friends, and we started what eventually became known as the Coronian Underground, sort of a guerrilla marketing, I was gonna say team, but it was really a group of very like-minded, driven people spread across the entire globe who worked very tirelessly, I will say, to spread the word about the two guys from Andromeda Kickstarter. And lo and behold, after a month of a lot of effort, we did manage to get SpaceVenture funded. And it then went on to be delayed for, I don't know, what is it now, 7 years or something, but it is still technically in the works. Some interesting things are happening there that I can't quite talk about, but they are very positive. I have seen what it looks like, and very excited for that to finally come to fruition. And around the time that whole thing started, I was starting to dip my toes into playing adventure games on YouTube. I had started my own podcast and all of that. So all of a sudden, now I'm sort of back where I was when I was 15, 16, 17 years old, playing games as my hobby and slowly watching it overtake my life in a number of really rewarding ways. And so that's my story, very dully portrayed by yours truly. And the reason I'm rambling on about this is because if it wasn't for Rudy and the Sierra chest, then I'm sure a lot of the, you know, the wonder and the excitement of not just the games themselves, but the atmosphere and, emotions and the physical products and all of that stuff, all the stuff around the actual ones and zeros of the games themselves could potentially have been lost. Lost to, private collectors, people who kept their game boxes, or people who kept their game boxes in not very pristine conditions. Game CD-ROMs getting lost, all of that stuff. We talk a lot about conservation of games and game heritage. And while, of course, big name titles such as, well, your Quakes and your Duke Nukems and indeed also your Space Quests aren't really in any danger of getting lost to the ether. I mean, Space Quest was one of the, best-selling series that Sierra ever put out. But there are a lot of games and a lot of stories that are, falling through the cracks and in danger of, just being erased from history, or should I say forgotten by history. And we do talk a lot about conservation of digital media, of digital history, of gaming history. But let's be perfectly honest, not a lot of us do an awful lot about it. I mean, we will keep our own little collection of games that we enjoyed and maybe even back them up and maybe even share them and open up our little portals and our little fan sites, or we will play them on our YouTube channels or talk about them on our podcasts. And suddenly this became all about myself again somehow. But I'm gonna just say it right now, few people have put the amount of tireless effort into video game conservation and curation that Rudy has with the Sierra chest, because just the insane idea of collecting all information, all box art, all walkthroughs, all manual scans, everything there is to know about every game ever put out by Sierra Online, not just made by Sierra, but anything by Cocktail Vision and Dynamix and Papyrus and all the other studios they sort of swallowed up in their massive heyday in the mid-90s. Anything ever put out by Sierra, just to collect all of that information in one place is, did I mention an insane idea, but also a really, really cool one. And I mean, just the fact that this is essentially, the work of one very insane person. I don't know how I can stress this any more than I already am, but thank God for that, whatever insanity has befallen this poor man, and whoever may in the future be trying to medicate him or somehow help him get better, please, for the love of God, don't. Just back away. Let the man enjoy his delirium, because what he's doing is actually of a great service to the rest of the world. And I can't thank you enough, Rudy, for all the effort you've put into the Sierra chest, all the trials and tribulations you've been through as a result of this debilitating mental illness you obviously suffer from. It's a fantastic work of art that you have created here, a fantastic museum for anything and everything under the Sierra sun.
Hi, I'm Ron Spears. I want to congratulate Rudy and all of the members of the Sierra Chest community on 10 years of celebrating Sierra products. That means a lot to me. When I went to work for Sierra 23 years ago, back in 1995, I still remember my interview. I had to do a pencil test. They sent me home with 4 descriptions and said, come back the next day with a pencil drawing of one of them. Well, I was so excited that night, I stayed up all night and I did all 4 of them, and I did them in acrylic. I painted them, I didn't do them in pencil. Here's the actual originals from my pencil test and my interview at Sierra Online 23 years ago. So this was, I don't know, Alligator on stage. I don't know why he was there. Alligator on the beach. Binge watching horror movies at 2 a.m. while you write code. We can all relate to that one, right? And of course, the monster under the bed. So these were a blast to do. Thank goodness I got the job, and it was one of the most amazing experiences of my career, certainly. I worked on a lot of games. I worked on Shivers, worked on Shivers 2, Gabriel Knight. I worked on a game called Power Chess. And for these, I would do concept paintings. And those paintings then would be given to the team for inspiration or some guidance on color or shape, whatever. At the time, digital painting wasn't as prevalent as it is now. So I did all my work in acrylic or gouache, traditional media. So here's some of the original concept paintings from some of those Sierra games. You can recognize that from Shivers 2, I'm sure. The Kiva from Shivers 2. The Hotel. You know, it was such an honor to work on these games because I worked with such amazing people, not only the other artists, but the writers, the technicians, the code writers. They were always coming up with something new. They would always challenge us to do some artwork that they could code, and that was kind of the fun part about it. The industry was very young. There weren't a lot of rules. There wasn't a lot of foundation for us to work on, so we were making this up as we went along. And it was just such a magical time. When I look at how far games had advanced and what we had back then, it's pretty amazing to see that. Power Chess. Those games, that particular game was a teaching game to teach you how to play chess. And I developed a series of characters for those. And I just did these portraits. I did probably maybe 30 of these guys. And a writer came up with backstories for all of them. So it really brought those to life. And when they're in the game and they've been coded and there's music playing, all of these characters come to life. So for you people out there that are involved in the Sierra Chess community, thank you so much for your support. It means so much that all these years later, you're still interested in them and you're still playing them and you're still celebrating the people of Sierra. Thank you so much. Rudy, thank you for having me and as part of this celebration, and I look forward to the next 10 years. Take care.
Your body is now carrying a nice static charge.
Wait, what? No, I'm not gonna do that. Oh, sorry, didn't know you were watching. Hi, I'm Steve Conrad. You may remember me from such games as Freddy Pharkas, Frontier Pharmacist, Aegis Larry's 5 and 7, Space Quest 6, the list goes on. I worked at Sierra Online from 1991 to 2000. My best memories are all the great people I met and worked with, including Brian Hughes, my first lead programmer, Bill Shockley and Jack Monnier, my good friends while working at Sierra, Carlos Escobar, Al Lowe, Scott Murphy, Josh Mandel, Karin Nestor, Rich and Frankie Powell, and many more. In the year 2000, I made the move from computer games to video games and started working at Sony PlayStation. First game I worked on was an action-adventure beat-em-up called The Mark of Creed. And then since then, it's been all baseball on MLB The Show as an audio programmer. I'd like to thank Rudy and the Sierra Chest for keeping the great Sierra games and memories alive. It was a great time in my life.
You chuck a gallstone at one of the robots, causing it to think the other one did it. You chuck another gallstone, this time at the other robot, who also thinks the other one did it. That was quite effective. That was very impressive, Roger. I'll bet that's not something you hear every decade.
You keep saying an animal. You found evidence of only one animal? One bite pattern, one saliva type?
Yes.
Yet 2 wolves escaped from the zoo.
As you say, the zoo wolves do not figure into this at all.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. No, I definitely would not say that.
Hey, it's Dean Erickson. I played Gabriel Knight in The Beast Within a few years ago. Wishing Sierra Chest a very, very happy 10th anniversary, and all of you great health, enough wealth, and very, very fond memories. Happy 10!
Hi, my name is Scott Youngblood, and back in the day I used to work at Dynamix, maybe from 1990 till about 2000. Worked on a few games, mainly the Front Page Sports series and tracks. And I wanted to send out a hearty congratulations to Rudy and the Sierra Chest on 10 years of keeping the memory of what we've done alive. Thank you a lot. It means a lot to us that people still care about what we've done. Thanks. Congrats.
Hello everybody, this is Jim Walls, designer of Sierra Online's codename Iceman and the first 3 games of the Police Quest series. I just wanted to chime in to congratulate the Sierra Chest on its 10th year anniversary. You know, it's such a great website to go to in order to relive those old games that we loved so much. I just want to thank Rudy and all those who helped in keeping the site going. Such a great job. I also want to thank all the fans. Sierra fans are the best ever. We thank you all for your loyalty and support over so many years. I hope you enjoy this 10th year anniversary of the Sierra Chest. And I just want to say so long, and everyone have a great day. Adios.
Roberta Williams here. Dogs Keely.
Hi everyone. Well, let's see. Happy anniversary, Rudy, and happy anniversary, Sierra Chest. And we're not sure what to say other than about that. Roberta, what have we been up to since?
What has it been, like 30 years? Is
Yeah,
that it? I mean, how?
22 years?
No,
I don't
no,
know.
no,
Long
no.
time.
Since what, 97? I don't even want to think. It's 30 years. It's got to be.
Couldn't be 30 years. 2007,
Oh, 20 years. Yeah. Oh,
22
yeah. What am I
years.
thinking? Yeah. That 21 years. Anyway, that's a long time. Well, I guess after Sierra Online, which was a wild ride. It was fun, you know, especially when you're young and the beginning of the personal computer age. It was almost sexy, I guess you could say. It was a wild ride. But after that, you know, we were still young. You know, we were still in our early 40s, and so we went to Mexico and built a house and hung out there, Cabo San Lucas for a while, and Seattle here, and then we bought a boat. And I guess we decided that our next exciting adventure of life would be to become, I guess you could say, semi-famous boaters. And so we got a Nordhaven 68, and we traveled the world in it. And so we kind of became known for that. And then just now we're trying to figure out, I guess, the third phase of what we're going to do to be fun, I guess, and adventurous. That's my answer. Now we'll see what Ken says.
Okay, I don't know if I can add much to that. We haven't really thought about games since Sierra. No particular reason other than we did it for 20 years and wanted to try something different.
And so, like Roberta said, we got a boat and went around the world and even visited with Rudy in Croatia, which was kind of a kick. And now we're back in Seattle, and I don't know, I got a captain's license for boating, and we actually, like she said, we did a second 15 Minutes of Fame as boaters. I wrote 3 books about boating, and it was kind of fun. And that's about it.
I mean, it's not about it, but I mean, there's a lot of things, but I mean, just in a nutshell, I guess you could
Oh,
say.
and Roberta's working on a book about the history of Ireland.
No, it's not the history of Ireland, it's about the history of my family.
Oh, and the history of the Irish immigration.
Which sounds boring, I know, but I'm actually writing it in a novel-like way as characters, fictional characters, to show the suffering that they experienced in the Great Famine of Ireland, and am writing it in a way that's very bringing, even though they're my family, bringing them to life, putting emotion to them and dialogue, and you know, just really making it a story. And it's got highs and lows, and it's actually fairly emotional. But I've been working on that for about the last 10 years, doing the ancestor research, and now writing the book. And it's you know, I've never done that before, and so it's a bit of a challenge.
And that's
and
it.
you, what have you been doing?
Well, let's see, in
Besides
addition
boating.
to boating,
Yeah, what's your big
I
project?
have a do-it-yourself website maker that I started, was going to be a quick project, and now more than 10 years later, I'm still working on it, and it's a lot of fun, and people should check it out at talkspot.com. It's kind of a solo effort and kind of a fun way to make do-it-yourself websites. And that's really all I can think of. I hope everybody's, well, and actually, we're still amazed. I mean, that's one weird thing, is that it's been over 20 years since Sierra, longer than Sierra existed, and that anybody would watch this video about us, given that it was so long ago. I guess is a real tribute to the great stuff that Sierra did. But yeah, it's been a long time, and that's it. And we thank Rudy for all he does to archive all of that cool stuff that we did, and to all the Sierra developers who did all that cool stuff.
Yes, and I want to thank everybody too, and hanging in there. I mean, I have to say, our fans seem to be even, you know, more enthusiastic. Well, not more enthusiastic than us, but yeah, certainly they hang in there, and we're
They
very
think about Sierra more than we do.
We are very appreciative of that, very, very much so. Thank you.
That's it. Thanks, everyone.
Yep, that was it. Well, for now, you know. It was only first 10 years. There's many, many more years to come, I guarantee you. Thank you so much to the guests who are on the show for sharing their stories and for still being part of the community after all these years. And thanks to you, the fans of Sierra and Dynamix. And you know, it makes it, for me, this is a hobby. It's a lifetime project. But it's so gratifying that you guys are following up on whatever I do. It really makes it even so much more fun to do it. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're watching this from another location, feel free to subscribe. There's thousands more videos coming. You can also join us on Twitter, Facebook, and of course the site itself. On Facebook, that's where most of the community gathers. So if you would talk about share your stories, feel free to join us there also. And if you really like my work, you can also become a patron at patreon.com or make a donation through the website itself. That would help me for financing, not only for hosting the site, but also expanding this, so I can put even more on the site. Yeah? Okay, also make sure to check out other fan sites, definitely like landlaffer.net, sierrahelp.com, great resource for technical support, Sierra Gamers, the website from Roberta Williams, and so forth. So you can find all the links on the Sierra chat. There's a whole bunch of links, Quest for More Glory, and so forth. There's many links there, so feel free to check those out. And that's about it, I guess, for now. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye.